place. Mysteries from the past echo through our own times, and forces beyond our comprehension send reverberations down to our very homes and streets. On a planet filled with intrigue and magic, upheaval can strike without notice. Luckily, there is a group of upstanding adventurers fighting for justice and understanding. A band of gold. This is Tabletop Gold!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Band of Gold, the Tabletop Gold actual play series in which we play the Pathfinder Society show scenarios. Listen, here's the deal. Each of these Pathfinder scenarios is a standalone deal. We're starting one of those now. We're starting scenario 5 of season 6 of the Pathfinder Society thing. And we're going to play this adventure, and all of these adventures add up to be a ongoing campaign. And the deal is that you can listen to any of them as much as you want to, and then you move on with your life. And that's the whole deal, everybody. Okay. Hi, I'm Lars Casteen. Welcome to the show. I'm joined today on this very special Band of Gold episode by Robin Lange. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Lars. Good this time.
Good this time. Good this time to you. We're also joined by Scott Hoffer, back for a third time in the Band of Gold. Hi, Scott.
Hi. Thanks for having me back.
Hi. And we are also joined for the first time, our special guest of honor today. We've got Mark Lindberg. Hi, Mark.
Hi, I'm the new gay this episode.
You're the new gay.
Mark! Yay, my friend is here.
Finally, we're getting some gay people up on this show.
There's only room for one of us.
Fight to the
Mark,
death.
We'll see who wins this campaign.
That's the point of
On
this.
top.
Yeah, episode, yes.
Mark, I am very, very happy for you to join us. I'm so excited that you could be here.
Me too.
I sent Robin a message being like, hey, who should I book on Band of Gold? It took her like half of a second. She was like, get Mark on the show. Call Mark now. I've got Mark. He's great. Send him up. Like it was the easiest choice that Robin, I feel like, ever made in her life. It is what it felt like.
Probably, yeah.
And you and I have been talking a little bit, getting things set up, getting things prepped and all of that. But I don't really know anything about the relationship that you and Robin have. I don't know how you know each other. I don't know what the deal is at all, aside from how rapidly Robin endorsed you. So I'm thrilled about that. But I am curious, how do you two know each other? What's your relationship with? I know that you play games. What's the story? Tell me, please. Answer the question. Go.
Games. Honestly,
Yeah.
So when I started dating my now husband, he had a group of friends that he played games with.
Yeah.
And Mark was in that group of friends. Did you find everyone else through like other Chris?
Yes, yeah, through other Chris.
We have one friend who he knows everyone, like just about every single gay man in Astoria he knows. So
Yes, everyone who plays games anyway. And he created a lovely network for all of us. And we also Robin and I also lived around the corner from each other for a little bit.
It was so nice.
That was a lovely time for me.
Yeah, just before the pandemic, I moved in and we'd go around the corner and play games. And Mark also is one of my favorite GMs of all time.
Ooh.
Mark, last year when I was going on and on about playing Brindlewood Bay, Mark was our GM. And he wrote sessions for he wrote storylines for the campaign. It was so good. He's such a brilliant writer and performer. And I love this man very much. And I'm just very happy to have him here with us.
Thanks.
I'm just going to be effusive and gushy about it. Sorry.
This would have been an amazing time to stab him in the back, by the way.
Right.
This would have been like...
And also, let me tell you the things I don't like about him.
Finally, some dirty laundry can come out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys met at our... Because both of you were at my wedding.
Yeah, we were both at the wedding, but we did not meet.
Because you didn't stay for the
Lars.
dinner, I know.
And
so.
I was busy chasing like a toddler around the whole time.
And I had
there
like
was-
the gaggle of our gaming friends.
Oh, that's fun.
So
So
yeah,
you were rolling deep at the wedding. That's good to know.
Yeah, we were rolling deep.
Um,
But yeah,
so
I've been a listener to Tabletop Gold since the very beginning. So I knew who you were then. Though I knew your voice anyway. I couldn't have picked you out of the crowd, but I was like, Lars must be here somewhere.
Even though he was the tallest guy there.
Yeah, sure.
Second, probably only seconded by your husband.
Yes. Yeah. We'll compare them at some point.
I want to talk about Brindlewood Bay for a second.
Please. I
So
don't know if we have
Brindlewood
enough
Bay-
time.
Well, we have a moment at least just to explain what the game is so that people can get a sense of it. I think we've mentioned it before. We've talked about it before. But Brindlewood Bay is like a powered by the apocalypse-ish,
Correct.
where you play as like detectives in the vein of like a Jessica Fletcher. It's like a Murder, She Wrote kind of episode generator that also
Yes.
includes like Lovecraftian eldritch horrors in it as well.
Yes, exactly. So over a campaign of Brindlewood Bay, you're playing as elderly women who are members of a murder mystery book club in their cozy New England seaside town. They start solving actual murders that start happening in their town and around their town. And as the campaign goes on, it turns out that there are dark eldritch forces working underneath all of this. And it sort of slides from Murder, She Wrote into a Lovecraft property.
What is it that drove you to this game? Like the way that Robin talks about it, it's like it sounded to me just how effusively Robin like speaks complimentarily about you running this Brindlewood Bay campaign. It feels like you found something that you really could sink your teeth into, that you really enjoyed. And like what was it about that game that did that for you?
Exactly. It was like I am very self-disciplined in that I don't kickstart a lot of games. I don't even buy a lot of games. I'm very discerning with things that I actually purchase.
You're good at making friends with
very
people
good
who...
trait.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he's good at making friends with people who buy too many games.
Yes, I have a lot of friends who buy too many games. But as soon as someone sent me the Brindlewood Bay Kickstarter, I was like, this is everything I love. It's Murder, She Wrote. It's Golden Girls. It's Lovecraft dark horror stuff. It's collaborative storytelling. It's role play. It's very there are rules, there are mechanics. There you have a character sheet, you have stats, things like that, but you're just rolling d6s, and so much of the story is coming out of the stuff you're making up. So I love that kind of storytelling as well. And as soon as we started playing it, because Robin was in my first group ever, I was like, yeah, this was everything that I wanted it to be. Immediately became obsessed with it. So the way that it's set up, like as you said, it's sort of like a Murder, She Wrote episode simulator. So there are a huge menu of mysteries to pick from, and you can sort of mix and match depending on what kind of story you want to tell or what your players' characters are interested in. Which charity event would they be going to, and that's where the murder will be. So I've been writing mysteries for it as well, which has been super fun.
That's cool.
And people can get them on itch.io, I believe.
Yes, they're on itch.io. Yeah.
Ooh.
Very good. One of them even has used our names, and we didn't realize it.
Yeah.
There was three of us as the characters. And we get to the end of this episode that Mark created, this session, and none of us had clocked onto the fact that he named like three of the main characters inspired by our names. It was great.
That's cool.
I was like, by the way, I wrote this in case you didn't catch that.
I
no idea.
Can I say, why aren't we playing that game right now? Because it sounds like the
what I was
best
about to
thing I've
say.
ever heard.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for welcoming me to Tabletop Gold. When do you want Brindlewood Bay content? Because I'm ready
I would love
immediately.
I would love to play some Brindlewood Bay. And Scott, like I was watching your face as Mark was describing
You
it.
were watching it light up as I was like,
it's extremely a Scott Hoffer.
Scott, what are you doing after this?
Does every episode end like in Murder, She Wrote, where she corners the murderer and explains how she knows, and then they're like, that's the last thing you'll ever do. And then she goes, Officer Schmidt. And then like the cop walks out of the closet and is like, it's a good thing Mrs. Fletcher did some snooping on her own. and then the murderer just like gives up.
So the best part about the game, and again, I don't know how much time we have, so you're gonna have to cut me off because
we have 20 seconds. Go.
Great. There are no canonical murderers to any of the mysteries, meaning that the solution has to come out of the story you're telling and like which clues you find in which order and what they mean to you. So it's like becomes up to the players what their Jessica Fletcher moment at the end of the episode is. Like, how do you want to catch the killer if you've figured it out?
There's so much pressure on a single die roll at the end.
That's cool.
Because if the die roll fails, then you have to come up with a whole new solution.
But that's like very different from how like a Call of Cthulhu does mystery, where it's like there is a canonical thing, and if the players miss it, then they miss it, and that's the story that you're telling
it makes it
about
so
the failure
exciting
to solve the
for the GM too, because I'm not like trying to get them to guess something specific. I don't know what it's going to be either.
It's like a Ouija board.
Yes, it's like a Ouija board.
Okay. Hey, everybody, we're of course in future episodes of this little mini series, we're going to chat more about this kind of thing. But right now we got to move on. We got to get to our game. It's time for me to establish a couple of things. We are playing currently today, scenario 605, Pathfinder Society, Year of Immortal Influence. It's called Silverbark Golden Blades by Hillary Moon Murphy. I'm going to throw out some information that you might need to know, might not care about. We're using a few different variant rules today. We're using the automatic rune progression, so people don't need to spend money on making their armor and weapons better, which is just as well because I didn't ask anybody what equipment they want to have at all before the beginning of this, and everything is just going to have to be okay regardless. We're also playing with what we call Erica's rule, which is anybody with training in medicine gets the continual recovery feat. You can treat wounds every 10 minutes. Listen,
Thanks,
it's not thank you, Erica, for fixing the game. Before we get in today's game, we're going to say thank you to our Gold Star patrons. Thank you, Schadenfred, Elo9000, and Wise Gaming for supporting us at the Gold Star level. And I think that is enough. We're just going to dive straight on into this thing. Let's get into it. Let's play our game.
I love the background art for the homepage for this so very much. This mythical squirrel.
Well, strap in. If you like that mythical squirrel, you might be seeing a little bit more
you
of
might
that
be
mythical
killed
squirrel.
by one later.
Yeah, it's about to attack us.
Yes. It's going to be the last thing you see.
I'm down for it.
The three of you are sitting in the comfortable and elegant confines of the Three Gates Lodge in Kayajima, Minkai. The lodge is near the so-called Forest of Spirits, one of the most resplendent natural features of the region. Some consider this area to be haunted and steer clear of it. Some treat the forest with respect, considering it a wondrous place worthy of protection. The lodge is near the beginning of a stretch of the path of Aganhe known as the Spirit Road. This is an area inhabited by kami, spirits bound to preserve and protect this world, and the people who live within it do so at their pleasure, so long as the balance of nature is not threatened. The three of you, as I mentioned before, are sitting in the Three Gates Lodge. You're meeting with the venture captain of the Three Gates Lodge, whose name is Amara Lee. I'll show you Amara Lee's artwork right now if you would like to see it. But she turns to you as she's sitting serving you some tea. "I need you to investigate something for me," she says, as she pours golden buckwheat tea into simple yet elegant cups. Despite the vast and somewhat dangerous wilderness that surrounds it, the Spirit Road is the lifeblood of trade between Hongal and Minkai, and now it has been inexplicably blocked. She pauses for a moment. The Forest of Spirits is home to departed souls and kami, the spiritual guardians of the forest. Travelers through this region rarely dare to stray from the road for fear of offending either. As you're sitting, drinking this tea, getting this mission, this quest from the venture captain, let's go ahead and meet our characters. Robin, who are you playing today for this adventure?
Y'all, Rix is back. Rix, our ratfolk bomber. She's back, and Rix is sat down, cross-legged, with Amara Lee, kind of gently sniffing at this tea that she's poured and that's been poured and handed to her, trying to figure out the notes, what notes she's smelling within it, what concoction of tea, of different bits of earth have led to what it is that's sitting in front of her right now. She's in a kind of slightly bedraggled lab coat. She has lab goggles that sit on top of her head, just in front of her big ears. She is a kind of a pale-colored rat folk, messy hair, and has a bit of a mad scientist vibe going.
I want to ask you a question. Rix was recently in this region, in Minkai, like very close by here, during the like so-called God's Reign.
Yeah.
Where the sky, you saw the god of battle, Gorham, getting killed, like right in front of you, in the sky above you. Rain starts falling, red rain, silver rain. We've been dealing with the consequences of this in each of these little self-contained adventures that we've gone through since then. It's like everything that we've seen so far is in some ways a consequence of that. Rix is like not a particular is an anti-religious person in a lot of ways. How is Rix sitting with the idea here? Because I actually don't know the answer to this question, because I know that Rix is not into deities. I don't know how she feels about commies and souls and that kind of thing. So how is she feeling about this idea of venturing into this spirit forest where, the innate spirits within things like roam and frolic and that kind of thing?
Yeah, so Rix is struggling. For those who haven't had a chance to get to know Rix earlier, Rix is from the far, far northern area where there's a lot more alien activity than there is spiritual activity. So she kind of really believes in the science behind everything. So seeing the God's Reign, seeing Gorham fall was earth-shaking to her.
Right.
It's really challenged a lot of her beliefs in what is real and what isn't. So I think she decided to come back here to further investigate and try and understand what has happened, how to realign her understanding of the world, right? She's dealing with a lot of cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
And so I think through her time with Pathfinder Society, she's trying to be accepting of this and trying to say, I think she's slowly starting to get to rather than the saying, no, that's impossible to everything.
Yeah.
She's trying to be patient and see what could be possible. So she's got an eyebrow raised.
Uh-huh.
There's clearly there must be some explanation behind why these things happen in the woods. But she's starting to become a little bit more accepting of the possibility of spirits beyond what she can easily explain.
So perhaps she has an inkling that a lot of her ideas of how the world works are like maybe going to be challenged today.
Yes.
Okay. Mark, who are you playing today? What character is sitting here enjoying this buckwheat tea with the rest of the group here?
Sitting holding her tea, but so invested in what Amara Lee has been telling us, is a human Kelishite woman who cannot deny her innate nobility, not that she's trying to. She is dressed richly and fashionably, but also ready for whatever kind of adventuring business is going to come her way. Very colorful, red and blue and gold and black and jewelry. She has jet black hair with, I think, a few golden streaks in it, in a mesmerizing arrangement of braids on top of her head. If you try to follow where one braid goes, you get lost. And speaking of getting lost, She is holding as much eye contact with Amara-Lee as she can. She's turning to look at her companions, checking in with everyone. And when her eyes turn on you, she has gorgeous gold eyes. And when you make eye contact with them, you can feel it tugging at your heart a little bit. You can feel it tugging on your mind a little bit. But you also feel a nice lift in your spirit, if that's what she wants you to feel.
Ooh.
This sounds vaguely like an art teacher I had when I was in elementary school who like really transported me to another place as I sort of like tried to consider what it was that the way that she saw the world, the insights that she had that was beyond anything that maybe I was able to comprehend at that time in my short life.
Yes. This is Ardana Grandala.
Ardana Grandala.
What a great name.
And as Ardana turns to see the final of the 3 Pathfinder agents who are being sent on this mission by Amara-Lee, what does she see? Scott, who are you playing today?
I'm playing Parsley, who is a Leshy champion. And right now he's dangling in the doorway, soaking up the sun. So his leafy green body he has a pumpkin head, which is just like a frozen jack-o'-lantern face like this, and leafy green body dangling in the wind in the doorway like wind chimes. His leafy limbs like going. Anyway, he drops off and he turns on. He's like, "Well, I'm full," and he goes over to the buckwheat tea and he grabs a cup of it and he sloshes it into his frozen mouth and he's like, "It's too hot!" And he's like doing this, and he just like keels over and the tea just sort of like dripples out of his frozen open mouth. So anyway, he's a champion who was initially kidnapped and corrupted by a militia and forced into mercenary work with his twin brother Paprika.
Okay.
Now, having escaped, his mission is to defend the innocent, but he's always trying to fight his sort of jaded dark side and reconcile that with his desire to do good.
So I think that there's a possibility here then today that Parsley is in for something kind of interesting. Like Parsley's exterior, like you're saying, he's like no nonsense, tough talking, cigar chomping kind of guy. I think that maybe as Parsley has traveled around this particular area near the Forest of Spirits and near the Spirit Road, Parsley has maybe been caught slightly off guard by the reverence that people are responding to him with. As a Leshy,
he is a forest spirit.
You are a forest spirit. And I'm going to tell you right now, like Parsley maybe has, I'm wondering how Parsley has felt by all of this like deference and respect that's been paid to him for the last few days since he's arrived.
So he's initially suspicious because he's not used to it and he just assumes the worst about everybody. But now he's sort of settling in and he's feeling a little bit proud and a little bit like this feels like a very luxe experience that he's not used to, and he's sort of luxuriating in.
Yeah, it is. I want you to know, and I want you to remember this, and I want you to advocate for yourself. As a Leshy, you will get a +1 circumstance bonus for any respectful interaction that you make with anybody the entire way through
Amazing.
this adventure. People are
respectful.
Yes, that's the trick.
If you are able to restrain yourself.
All right. Better get my +1 charisma.
Yeah. So if Parsley is able to keep from alienating people, you've got an edge in this situation, and I guess we'll just see how that works out, right?
He's gonna try.
Okay. So Amara-Lee passes these cups around the table. And she continues. Some merchants that I hired to transport goods to Hongal reported that a thick and disorienting fog laid across their route. One woman told me that she heard howling ghosts when she tried to enter, and another was bitten by relentless, tiny teeth. The merchants soon found themselves leaving the fog where they had entered. Shaken by this experience, they turned around and reported back here. There's another group of merchants who left from Hongal and have not been seen since, and other merchants coming from Minkai have reported being unable to pass through. It is always hard to map a region as ever-changing as the Forest of Spirits, she continues. But consider this as close an approximation as we can get. And she nudges her tea to the side and unrolls a delicately painted map on the table. As you can see, the Spirit Road connects Minkai to Hongal along the peninsula's southwestern coastline. The largest settlement on the Spirit Road is the village of Ohira, right at the delta of the Bunkatsu River. But crossing the Bunkatsu at this time of year is dangerous, so most merchant caravans take their heavy wagons to the crossing slightly north of the Spirit Road at the bridge that leads to the tiny village of Silvertree. And then she points her finger right at the dot representing this village, representing Silvertree. There seems to be something sinister to this strange and persistent fog. We think the source of the fog must be somewhere near one of these two villages and the Bunkatsu River. With so many of my experienced agents dealing with literal fallout of God's reign, I'm hoping that you can investigate the phenomenon and tell us what we need to do to end it. And at this point, if you'd like to ask any questions about the situation or about what it is that she's presenting to you, now's a good time. Otherwise, we can move on.
Rix leans in. Can you tell us more about the fog? Are there any examples more of it? Samples, I'm sure. What makes this fog?
Well, I don't have any theories exactly about what the fog is coming from, but the Forest of Spirits is a repository of most of the world's kami. Each village has its own guardian kami. Talk to them and see if they know anything of this phenomenon.
When you say kami, can you explain more? Give a example. What is kami? This is not from. We do not have this where I am.
Sure. Let me just go to pathfinderwiki.com and it'll tell you.
They're nature spirits. Isn't that right?
That is right. If you would like to give me a recall knowledge, either a nature or a society check, if you want to roll either one of those two skills, I can tell you more about what you know about kami, about the area, and all of that.
I would love to roll society. Oops.
Okay. Okay, so I got...
Oops, a 19.
Oops, a 19
Oops, I got
on the
a
die.
19.
So yeah,
Yes, everybody saw it.
So our Donna knows a fair amount about kami. She knows just sort of the general sort of history of kami. When the universe was young, kami were created by deities. So they're sort of like a tier below deities, and they protect places, things, landmarks, objects, entities that are not able to protect themselves. They're quite common here in Minkai, but they've spread throughout Tian Sha in the ages since then, throughout the continent. They spread quite slowly, but they are numerous in this area. I'll give you some more information about what you might know. You know about this area. I'm just sort of giving you some more from your society check. You know that the threats around this region, and this is related to kami tangentially, there are threats of bandits, oni, fae, and wild animals, and that if the balance of the forest has been upset, like if there's something that is trending the forest away from its natural state, kami and nature spirits can become aggressive and attack. So your knowledge of Kami goes far enough for you to be concerned about nature's reaction to any kind of destabilizing force that could push through the area.
Yeah, hearing this, I'm like, Parsley's like, yeah, I'm not like, I don't have that constraint. I'm a force, but I can attack literally anybody I want. So it's kind of like Kami, but better, right?
Yes, Parsley. Thank you for that.
Yeah, just making sure everybody knew.
Okay.
Now, when we say spirits,
Yeah.
I think when people think spirits, they think of things that are very kind of ephemeral, I think is the word.
Yes.
Kind of not really solid.
Exactly.
So I'm curious how they respond to things that are more scientific, that are more, containers that go boom. Can they be
that deals
hit
slashing
bites?
or piercing damage?
Well,
Can they be
would hope
touched?
Kami are quite powerful, and they all have their own personalities, their own agendas. I would hope that if you were to encounter such a creature, you would perhaps start with questions and figure out what might appease them rather than attempt to destroy them with piercing or slashing.
Of course.
Explosions.
Okay, so we don't start with bombs. Okay.
Yes, bombs are
Got it.
a fallback at best, is what I'll say in this situation.
Bombs are what I know, okay?
Yes. I have always found, and the stories that I've heard have always told me, that politeness and attentiveness tend to be your greatest weapons when contending with a Kami.
They are
politeness.
certainly my greatest
practice.
weapons.
Okay, I practice. Thank you.
Oh, you got it, honey.
See, I practice.
Okay, so everybody at this point is going to get 1 hero point. We're starting off this scenario with 1 hero point.
Is it because
feel
of the
free to
19 that I
use-
rolled?
Instead of I'm stripping them back. So as you finish your preparations and you start rolling on down the road, I'm going to let you know that you got 1 hero point. Of course, I'll try to award 1 hero point per episode, as is my steez, as they say. But we're going to move on from here now. So Amara Lee provides you with a standard set of provisions for this long journey that you have ahead of you. There's a pair of horses, a wagon loaded with food, water, repair kit, a map of Minkai and the Forest of Spirits, and you see the only settlements along the Spirit Road are on this map. The journey from the Three Gates Lodge in Kayajima through the Osogan grasslands is chilly but scenic, with brisk winds blowing through the swaying plants of the prairie and mountains soaring to either side of the plain.
Are the horses leading the wagon? I'm just trying to visualize this a bit.
The horses are pushing the wagon from behind.
Okay.
The head of the horse has been pushed into the bumper of the wagon. And
Why
every
would it be
time
like this?
every time a horse takes a step, the other one has to catch up. So the wagon is just whipping back and forth wildly.
This seems like the terrible idea.
It's terrible.
Well, I thought I was
What
trying
were
to,
they thinking?
I was trying to picture there was like one horse leading the wagon, and then maybe like Ardana was on the other horse, because I just can't picture Rix and Parsley riding a horse.
No, the horses are pulling the wagon, and you're riding along with.
I'm being held in the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
just
stop
limp-
on
chewing on
Ardana's
that.
shoulders.
No, I know pumpkin is good for horse, but not this pumpkin. Stop.
Parsley, I guess we have to ask, are you a Kami?
I am not a Kami. Okay?
Have you now?
Listen. Leshies are spirits that have been bonded with a particular body. This one, for example. And he like spreads out his wings and his hands his arms get really long. But Kamis are different. They're worse. I don't remember how. But definitely worse.
Parsley's really starting to remind me of one or two public personalities that I hadn't made that connection before until today.
No. Intriguing.
Yeah, Parsley doesn't actually know that much about kami. He just knows that they are also like forest spirits of some very different type. They have somehow not really related to Leshies that much.
Well, I mean, it seems like Parsley is a contradiction of nature and nurture, right? Like Parsley's ancestry points him in one direction, and everything he's experienced in his life points him in like the opposite direction.
Right. So he gets this paradox that is also infiltrated his psyche.
Yeah,
which he's always trying to reconcile.
Well, come on, we've all been there
today. Rix is honestly like in the back, like in the cart, just going through and like taking inventory of all of the different mutagens that she's brought with her.
Ooh.
Checking out, and like making sure that everything she's pre-mixed is ready to go should they need it. Just kind of looking through and as the wind blows, kind of trying to see what's going on within nature. I really should make Frix's nature higher than it is, because like she's so focused on everything that is just tactile. But I'm pretty sure her nature sucks.
she enjoys observing the natural world and reaching conclusions, but perhaps she has not yet had the breakthrough that she needs in order to like put that into action. She's trained in nature. That's about as good as you can be. I got her
up to trained. I think I took that today because I was like, when I was bringing her up to level 2, it's like, why do I not have this?
Yeah. Should we wait? Hold on a second. Should Scott have gotten some skill training? What's going on?
I don't think so.
Ooh,
oh no!
Boy.
I don't think I get skill training.
Yeah, you
got
don't.
That +1 to everything now, as long as he's polite.
Yeah, I mean, that's all
That's
I need.
true. That's the only skill you need. It's
so
possible.
long as he's polite.
Okay, I think
Just
Robin may have
attack
cheated. That's fine.
politely.
We'll square that
cheated?
circle.
How did I
don't
cheat?
know. If you just said you added a new skill training to your character.
I got a plus. That was one of the things for the level 2 for Rix. I got one thing.
No.
I did what was there on Path Builder.
Path Builder lies. Path Builder is a conspiracy. Whatever. You're fine. Okay, here we go. Who cares?
Wait, not a barbarian. Alchemist.
Okay, here we go. So So as you're continuing along the way
Sorry, I just realized I'd missed one in my level 1 creation. That's what it was.
I see.
So I was actually down
cheated
something.
by keeping you from all of the skills
There we
that you
go.
were.
Yeah.
There it is. It was my fault. Okay. So along the way, you hear the steady trotting of the horses, the creaking of these wagon wheels. And as you move through these grasslands, you from time to time see nomads and herdsmen, the people that live in this region waving to you from a distance. At a certain point along the way, a pair of locals ride up on horseback. The Spirit Road's been blocked. You probably don't want to head in that direction.
We've heard. We're going to investigate. Have you been up there at all?
No, we keep to ourselves down here, but...
I understand.
And they look at each other and they look at you and they say, well, I hope that your investigation brings you luck. Things have really been tough without people coming through here. So if you're able to get things working again.
We appreciate your concern. Thank you, please.
Yes, well, we don't need luck.
That was very good, Parsley.
We have knowledge.
I got practice.
We'll take the luck as well, though. Thank you so much.
And as they trot off, giving a little wave, after a while, the northern city of Hokoshi comes into view. This is the last stop for travelers venturing into the Forest of Spirits. There are guides to the Spirit Road. There are merchant caravans, and as you ride into town, you get the sense that everything is like locked down. They're all stuck here. There are tents set up. There's a log jam of commerce, of travel through the area, and the mood in the city seems glum. As you ride up, a trio of merchants jump up from the seats near their caravan that they had been sitting on, and they run up towards you, and they start telling you stories about this fog. The travel across the Bunkatsu River is blocked. All of these merchants that are here have crossed many, many times, and none of them have ever seen any fog this impenetrable or any impediment this permanent. One of them turns to you and says,
Oh, I don't think I speak that language.
yeah. Let's roll a secret society check to see if you speak dog. So one of them turns to you and says,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's
Can
okay.
if I turn off my microphone, is that going to be fine or is that going to mess things up?
I think it's probably fine.
Okay.
So one of them turns to you and says, we haven't been able to travel through here for the last month. We're stuck here.
Well, what exactly happens if you go in the fog?
That's a good question.
You get lost. You can't find your way through. I haven't tried to get through there. I've heard enough stories about how there's just no way. I don't want to lose my goods. I don't want to lose this hall.
That's
Well,
very
have you heard
smart.
anything about the little tiny teeth thing that people getting attacked by little monsters or something? Have you heard anything about that?
I've
We're
heard
trying to
so
figure out
much
what those
about
are.
that, about how tiny the teeth are, how many of them there are. It's crazy what these people are going through.
Are there any survivors of the tiny teeth nearby that we could talk to?
No, they've all died.
Oh dear. I'm so sorry.
Well, one last bit of competition for me is the way that I see it. I figure if this, as long as the road opens up eventually, maybe all of my competitors will die from being bitten to death by tiny teeth, and then it's going to be my time to corner the market. I keep telling them to just go on in. And he turns around and sees another caravan of merchants, and they wave, and he says, be nice. They don't know that I'm trying to kill them all, so don't let them know that I'm telling you this. Just wave nicely to them, please.
What's the polite thing for us to do?
Just wave.
Warn them against death?
No, don't do that. Tell them to go in.
Hey, get out!
I think
turn around.
just- What?
Yes, Parsley,
wave it.
good choice.
Rix awkwardly waves.
All right. Well, you've been really helpful. This has been a really helpful conversation.
Yep, no problem. Glad I could help.
I feel like I know less than I knew before, but fine, let's keep going.
Yes, that was not a polite man.
I don't know why everyone's so rude these days.
So,
yeah.
the caravan, you push the caravan onwards into down the Spirit Road into these woods. As soon as you get into the woods, almost all of the traffic on the Spirit Road dies away. But you do still hear sounds of bird song and skittering wildlife filling the void.
Are we going toward Ohira right now? Where are we?
You're going towards
on
the
the road.
Bunkatsu crossing, where from there, Ohira and Silver
Tree.
Silver tree
are your next stops.
Okay, so we're okay. So we got the crossing first, and then Ohira. And Silver. Okay.
So the road that you're on is enclosed on both sides by old growth trees. But occasionally there's a break in the trees as you roll along that reveals a view of the beautifully blue seawater of the Sapphire Sound.
Oh.
Down
Beautiful.
below, waves crash against a rocky shore, and the air tastes now not just of pine, but also of a finely misted salt spray.
That actually sounds lovely.
This is beautiful.
If that touches me, I die.
The salt? You know, like salt?
No, I just don't like salt on my. I'm overstating it, but yeah.
We'll
it is
keep
pretty.
you clean.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
My doctor
You know-
actually told me recently that
That's
I
very
need
good.
more salt.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whoever hears that from their doctor.
That's the dream. Time for
Might
more
be true,
ramen,
actually.
honey.
You're not getting enough sugar.
Yeah. My doctor told me I should be drinking more beer.
Yeah.
Your
I
beer
said-
levels
Carbs.
are dangerously low.
Your beer levels. At this point, as you turn back from the sea and look onto the road in front of you, you notice that there is slowly, one by one, snowy, squirrel-like creatures
Here they come.
with the twitching of long ears of rabbits that have started arriving along the path. As you roll by, they look up at you with intelligent eyes, always following, and then they start following behind you at a watchful distance, leaping from tree branch to tree branch, scampering in the underbrush along the side of the road. Would anybody like to give me a blind nature check, perhaps?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Rix can do that.
Okay.
I'm doing
Give it a go. If I can where's nature? There you are.
Where is nature? It's around you.
Everywhere.
So Rix, taking a look at these creatures, is not sure what they are, but something deep within Parsley's memory tells him that these are creatures known as Risucho. They are a network of tiny kami who deliver news and mail from village to village.
So they're like the mushrooms of Kami.
Is that what mushrooms do?
They
They
are
deliver
like
mail?
It's like a giant neural network underground. Yeah.
Yes, this is a squirrel neural network.
Yeah.
It's a squirrel network is what it is.
Yeah. But they also
Squirrel.
they're like carrier pigeons, but they can't fly.
Yes.
I mean, they seem to jump pretty far.
Yeah. They're also really mean. I think we shouldn't talk to them.
I bet they eat pumpkins.
But yeah, the Risucho is the network, right? Like these
Right.
squirrels
Right.
in combination are the Risucho,
Right.
and each of these squirrels is a tiny kami. If anybody would like to get a sense of their intentions, you can go ahead and give me a
Yes.
blind perception check if you would like to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Yes.
control click that check that I just put into chat if that's your jam. So the three of you look at these squirrels trying to find their intentions. And it's a mystery to you. You're not sure what they want from you, why they're watching you, what their intentions are.
Maybe
At
they
this
have
point-
mail for us?
Rix leans over the side.
Hello, squirrel folk. What do you want from us?
And the squirrels just look at you, like blinking a couple times.
They have I feel like the squirrels and Rix have similar eyes and kind of the same little type of rodentia nose. And Rix just starts wiggling her nose back at them.
Yeah, and you don't get anywhere with them with this. They're inscrutable. It's like you can perceive an intelligence behind their eyes, but nothing that you're doing is giving you the insights that you were looking for. At this point,
Acorns.
a light mist gathers, swirling around the trees. One of these squirrels hops in front of the wagon at this point, waits there for 30 seconds, and then starts hopping away slowly, looking behind each time to see if you follow it.
Let's do that because I don't know what else to do.
That is adorable. Yes, let's do this.
Maybe he wants to lead us to Kami, who can answer more questions.
Yeah, they all know we're coming now, so we might as well follow this one.
And the tail is cute, no?
Yes. Yes, adorable.
Rix kind of looks at her tail, which is not fluffy.
I like my tail, but a little bit of fluff, not so bad.
No, your tail is perfect for you, Rix.
Oh,
You're
thank
gorgeous.
you. Aw. I think I like you, Ardana. You're a nice person.
That was very polite. Thank you.
Oh, I'm getting good.
What? Okay.
This is
I'm listening.
Ardana's traveling finishing school is what this episode is.
Parsley's your worst student.
Only for now.
So your wagon continues to creak forward towards this squirrel, and this squirrel rabbit creature skitters to a halt as an antlered figure arises out of the mist to the mixed scents of cherry blossoms, sea spray, and cloying blood.
Oh. that took a
You
turn.
had me until the cloying
That
blood. I was
took a
about to say
turn,
that would make a
yeah.
great candle.
I don't think the blood would hurt the candle. It's probably fine.
Little bit of copper to the scent, yeah.
Yeah. So as the mists clear, the form of this creature becomes fully visible, with bright green fur and cherry blossoms sprouting out of her antlers, Her face is that of a furious macaque monkey.
Oh, I love her. I love her so much.
Oh. Ooh.
I want a plushie of her.
Strangers, do you feel it? An unholy miasma resides in what was once a sacred wood. The village harbors it, and it festers in my domain like a weeping sore.
What? Which village? Silver Tree? That's the one I know about.
Yes, Silver Tree.
Well, we're here to take care of it. Meaning to get rid of it, not to make it better.
Yes, we'd like to help.
Yes,
Wow.
hello? I am Rix. And your name is?
I am Sakura, the guardian kami of Silver Tree. If you want to get rid of the fog, I have laid the fog to separate Silver Tree from the rest of the Forest of Spirits. It is not to punish them, well, not just to punish them, but to protect the rest of the forest from infection.
We understand.
So where in Silver Tree do we need to go to find this miasma?
Miasma, yes. Miasma. I understand miasma. Yes, how
The
can we
mia-
help?
I do not know where within Silver Tree, but the people within the town must correct the problem, or I will not raise the fog. Perhaps if you can find a way to navigate the fog, you can also find a way to free the village, and you can remove the filthy source of miasma.
Yes.
Navigate the fog. Thank you.
Will you allow
not
us
killing
passage through the fog to Silver Tree if we can find a way to fix this for you?
Well, you fix it, then I lift the fog.
Got it. So we can get to Silver Tree fine now, I guess is mostly what I'm asking.
No promises.
I understand that.
Do you have any advice on how to work our way through this fog? Any hints? Like if the wind is blowing in a certain direction, that's the direction you're going in. Just thinking of maybe a game I heard about at one point with an enchanted forest.
Yes, I'm sure that would work.
Wait, seriously?
I don't know.
Well, well, I guess we better get to it.
Yes.
Sakara,
Yes.
which direction do we go in?
You go through the fog.
Oh,
It's
yes.
important that you do this. It is not just me, but other forest spirits have been maddened by the miasma.
Oh my.
They have lost all sense and reason. I am losing all sense and reason.
Oh, maybe we
Dig
can...
until you
well,
find the
all
miasma
all
and
right.
then destroy it.
Yes.
We were just on our way, and Parsley jumps back into the horse's mouth and is like, go, 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 go.
Okay, so at least we know the fog itself is not bad.
Yes, mystery solved.
But to get rid of the fog, we've got
We
to
gotta
find the miasma.
navigate
And I
it.
thought miasma and fog were kind of similar, actually.
That's
so
what
I
I
feel
thought.
like I'm learning
That's
more
what I thought she
nuance
was
in this
talking about.
language.
Yes.
Well, I came down with a miasma once, and it's not foggy. It just makes you sick. So I think we got to we got to figure out how to get through the fog, and then we can,
Someone in
I
the
don't know.
town is sick
Be
with
polite.
miasma. Yes.
yeah, and then we can be polite enough to them that they, I don't
Exactly.
know, leave.
Yeah.
Polite
At this-
interactions.
At this point, one of these like squirrel rabbit things starts going at Sakura, and then it hops to the edge of the fog barrier, and she's like, "Oh, I see. Yes, I'll thin the fog out for you, and then you can go through the fog. Good idea, squirrel thing."
Oh, that's
Smart.
That's very
What an
nice.
ingenious thought.
Great
Thank you,
idea.
Squirrel.
Thank you.
Yes.
Isn't that exactly what we... Okay,
Yeah, it's fine. Just let it. Yeah.
go.
could
Okay,
maybe-
go.
Maybe one of these squirrels could guide us?
The squirrels are busy.
We understand.
Before you
We
go,
understand.
should you meet
What?
any enraged kami, defend yourselves. But try not to kill them. They do not know what is happening. They have lost their sense.
That's so sad.
I'm very non-violent in my solutions to problems these days. Here we go.
See you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye, Sakara.
Goodbye.
It was nice to meet you.
It was an honor to be in your
Right,
presence.
that's-
Goodbye.
That's how you say Ardana. Honor to
Ravished.
be in your presence. Okay.
And she raises her arm, and the fog thins, allowing you and these squirrel rabbits that are following you to enter the fog. Then the fog closes around you, blocking all of your vision, aside from things that are right next to you. These little squirrels continue hopping along beside you, watching what it is that you might do next.
Brix is looking around. Goes, so, are we on a road? Do we just follow the road? How do we get there?
Well, I'm going to give you a series of challenges that you must follow to make your way through this fog.
Nice.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Feeling one's way.
Ooh, I
So-
love that.
So
love
first, you're gonna feel some stuff. First off, as you venture into the fog, your first challenge to try to pass your way through to get to the river crossing and then eventually to Silver Tree is to try to feel your way through the fog. We're looking for, feel free to come up with other checks to feel your way through here, but we're looking for like survival checks to sense direction, maybe nature perception, or perception to examine local flora for clues, or to notice sounds, smells, or other sensations in the fog. I'm going to go around. I'm going to get a check from each of you, and then we'll get one additional check for good measure to close off this challenge. But starting with Scott, how do you think Parsley would try to feel his way through this fog as you're just trying to dead reckon your way through this
Yeah, Parsley's got like ear to the ground, like feeling the dirt and the surrounding soil to try to figure out has anyone, like, where have people been through in the last month or so. So he's trying to connect with the nature on the ground.
Great. So let's get a let's get this nature check, please.
Okay, is this public?
I don't know. Go ahead and roll it.
I see.
It's either way is fine with me. Essentially,
All
what
right,
we're
here we
doing here,
go.
we're doing like a series of little mini subsystems. As you succeed or fail, you're going to get what are called navigation points. And depending on how many navigation points we're able to get, we're either going to succeed or fail on these challenges.
So for nature, I rolled an 18 for a 23.
Okay, so Parsley presses his face down to the ground to try to sense the way through, following like just your sense of the earth around you, and that's going to be a success. So Parsley is able to lead the way in the right direction. Let's go to Mark next. Ardana, how do you think she's going to contend with feeling her way through this fog here?
Is this fog occult magic?
Right now, you're just sort of contending with the the sensory experience of pushing through the fog. So your sense at this moment is that occult magic. You're on a swivel to find it, but right now that's not what you're perceiving.
Okay, great. Then, yeah, I think this would just be a perception check, as Ardana is, as you say, just relishing in the physical sensations of the fog. Maybe she's likes it a little too much, feels nice on her skin, but she's trying to pick up the tiny changes and maybe the way the wind is moving or something.
Okay.
So perceptioning.
Okay, so a barometric sort of approach here.
Yes, exactly.
And how'd you do on this perception check?
I rolled a 17 for a 21.
So you feel the fog, you feel the mist, you feel the gently fluctuating changes in wind, and you push deeper and deeper into the fog, the squirrels continuing to leap after you. Robin, how is Rix feeling her way through the fog here?
So Rix is like, she's really trying to pull in some of her rat folk senses. Like, she's gotten close to the ground, and she's really paying attention to the earth and paths and trying to figure out her way from there. So she's definitely going to do a nature check.
Okay.
And that's a 16.
Okay. So that is enough for the four of you to feel confidence that you are pushing in the right direction through
Who's the fourth?
through the fog. We don't need the fourth. I'm going to skip it.
Oh no,
We're all good to go.
You said the four of
You
us.
said for the four of you.
Oh, I
was
apologize.
like, who did we pick up in the fog?
Yeah, we turn around and there's
Yeah.
This is
It's
Lars
one
on
of the
squirrels is like-
autopilot.
It's a haunted doll that's just been looking at you the entire time.
No.
And I want you to
What
know.
is
I'm
your
Felicity.
name?
Oh my gosh, Lars, that was part of our Brindlewood Bay campaign.
Brindlewood Bay.
My character talked to dolls.
I of course knew that. And
Yes.
I want you to understand that even if I'm not talking about the doll for the rest of our session today, the doll is behind you.
there,
And anytime
yes.
you turn your head, the doll has skittered away from your vision. But the doll is there. The doll is judging you. And the doll will make its judgment of you known at some point in the future. So,
I always knew she was there. Yeah.
so strap in for that.
My whole life she's been there. Yeah.
Yeah. Parsley had no idea. And he's like, ah!
At this point, the air around you starts feeling strange and wondrous, and
Ooh.
all of you are attempting to navigate the magical resonances, the strange mystical secrets here within the fog. So, at this point, if you would like to make either an Arcana or Occultism check, that seems relevant to this challenge at hand right now. Other options that we have here include maybe expending a spell to create a crack in the magical barrier that you're slipping through right now. So,
Interesting.
let's start with Scott. How might Parsley contend with this Arcana or Occultism check as this magical barrier confronts you?
Parsley is like, try to remember what you read 15 years ago. And he's so disconnected from the actual Arcana and Occultism knowledge that he once had that this is going to be a little bit hard, but he's going to do an Arcana check to see if he can connect with the magical properties of the air around him.
Okay.
All right. Is there something to click?
Oh, I'm sorry.
in
Of course. Go ahead and click one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19 for an 18.
He was a terrible student.
So maybe this is Parsley. You're trying to connect to something that happened a long time ago. Maybe this is Parsley starting to break through the indoctrination and the trauma and the pain that he's felt throughout his life, and he has this moment of clarity where the magic that dwells within him becomes accessible for a brief moment, and you use that to perceive this barrier all around you.
Parsley feels it, and he gets a little overwhelmed, and he's like, I'm amazing.
So how is Ardana going to contend with this obstacle as you try to use the your magical sensibilities to bypass a barrier?
Ardana first puts a hand on Parsley, I assume on the top of Parsley's head as he's near the ground, just to share the moment with him of the breakthrough that he's made, which she has sensed.
Parsley lays a leaf onto your hand.
She will absolutely spend a spell because I assume she's the only one who can. So yeah, even though she was very excited to do an occultism check, but with this option available, she will absolutely expend a spell to create a crack in the magical barrier. That sounds fun. So do I just click cast on?
Sure.
That will make it happen.
Yes.
Great. So she'll be using her charm spell to charm her way through the magical barrier, expending a spell of that.
Yeah, and the whispering sort of spirits that surround you start locking in unison and like giving you advice to push forward through the veil.
Oh,
here.
she's living for it. Her eyes are glowing gold a little bit, but it's, she's mostly just listening.
Robin, what do we think Rix is doing here?
So Rix has a surprising amount of arcana and occultism knowledge.
Because she has an intellectual interest in these topics.
Yes, from her studies of trying to understand why they work on a scientific level.
Yeah.
So she's going to do, since Parsley kind of tried to dig into his arcana knowledge, she's going to try and even it out with with getting some occultism knowledge.
Great.
And wow, that was a bad roll. I think I'm going to hero point that actually, because it was only a 5 on the die.
Okay.
And maybe I'll get another hero point later. So, use them or lose them.
Sure.
Right? That's how it works.
You can't take hero points with you. It's true.
So let's re-roll that.
Okay.
And that was way better. So that was, instead of a 13, that was a 22. That never happens when I re-roll the hero point.
Okay, so that is enough for the three of you and the doll to push forward
always
through the magical barrier as you get a sense of the mystical nature of the fog gives way. And now...
Ardon's feeling very Wizard of Oz right now.
This seems more
the pumpkin
Return to Oz.
And yes.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yes.
I mean, we do have a guy with a giant pumpkin for a head, so that's...
Yeah, I know. I was like...
Although Ardonna's definitely that witch from...
Creepy doll.
She's Mombi.
Mombi, yeah.
Okay, so I do know that movie maybe extremely well, so...
Same. Okay, a topic in the future. Let's talk about that.
A topic in the future. So... You continue wandering through the fog, and the squirrel-like, rabbit-like creatures start watching you as you get to a particularly thick portion and your way starts to be lost. Each of you can make a check here to try to persuade the rabbits, the squirrels, to help you guide your way. Some checks here that might be valuable include, but are not limited to, nature or diplomacy checks to try to convince the squirrels to help you, deception to try to trick them, or performance to create an atmosphere that will convince them to guide you on your path. Scott, how is what are you thinking for Parsley here?
I was, this probably wouldn't work. I was going to ask if I could do an athletics check to shake one of the trees and have it drop all of the Rooster's favorite food onto the ground.
Please do. I'll give you a slightly higher DC, but yes, that's absolutely an option.
All right, here we go. All right, that's a 15. I rolled a 7 for a 15.
So Parsley extends his arm and starts to shake the tree around.
I'm like, yeah?
And a lone nut falls to the ground. And the squirrels look at you quizzically, unsure how to react. Mark, what is Ardonna going to do here to convince the squirrels to help?
Ardonna is ready to foster some squirrel diplomacy here. I think she finds a little spot, maybe at the bottom of that tree, seeing that maybe they weren't going for the food yet. Maybe they're a little unsure of us, if that's what was happening. She sits down at the bottom of the tree, and in a little flavor telekinesis. She sort of arranges the fruits or nuts or whatever fell in like a little circle around her to like invite a little conclave of some of the squirrels to sit down and try to have a little meeting together.
Sadly, it was just one nut, but perhaps you're so diplomatic that they will be convinced by this.
Great.
So go ahead and give me, please, a diplomacy check.
Ooh. So diplomatic. I got a 20 on the die.
Okay.
Nice, Ardana.
You
The
just
squirrels.
know how to. You just have to know how to talk to these squirrels.
The squirrels start circling around Ardana, gazing up at this nut that Ardana has like telekinetically moved up in front of them. And then one of the squirrels steps forward and gently puts its mouth around the nut, chomps it. All the other little squirrels give it a little round of applause. And that
Ardana
squirrel
as well, yes.
Yes, that squirrel starts leading the way forward. And as you follow this squirrel, the fog starts to clear, and you have pushed your way through the fog.
Oh, nice. Rix didn't need to do anything.
No. So, you come through the fog, and you find yourselves on the banks of the Bunkatsu River. You hear the babbling of the river as you approach. And you see a bridge in front of you. The fog is now behind you, and you're about to cross the river to approach Silver Tree. And you look to the other side of the bridge, and there are two creatures that would typically be natural beauties here within the forest appear to you. First, a tiny humanoid creature wreathed in fire is flapping around haltingly on butterfly wings. And I'm going to show you this artwork real quick.
That sounds really cool.
And this creature and the other creature that you see, which I will tell you in a moment, are stumbling around in a daze. Like there's something confusing them and enraging them, and they're lurching around. Like when you see a raccoon out during the day, you know that there's something wrong with this. There's like rabies on this creature. These creatures are acting out of sorts. So first you
got
see
the miasma.
So you see this humanoid, this tiny humanoid flittering creature in front of you, and then nearby, bellowing into the sky, you see a creature that looks like a stag. It's like a beast that's the mix of a stag and an ox with two beautiful antlers atop its head. It's covered with vibrant scales, shimmering with different colors like a dragon. The gentle breeze of the forest and of this river catches its flowing mane, and it sort of billows in the wind. Everything about this creature fills you with a sense of peace and natural wonder of nature's beauty. But it has been driven to the point of rage by something, and it looks at you, and its eyes open, its pupils dilate, its huge, wide eyes, and it looks at you and just screams in terror. And we will pick up from there next time.
Whoa.
This thing is so cool, and it makes me think of Princess Mononoke.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Get ready to think a lot more about Princess
Yeah.
Mononoke, by the way.
Yay!
When our next
Yay.
session is hosted by Claire Davies.
The Band of Gold is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated fan content policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. The Band of Gold is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in the Band of Gold are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Visit tabletopgold.com to learn more about us and our shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.